Yet, the big question still stands. Can a Gotham show really work without Batman? What do you think?
I think it definitely can. And this episode in particular worked really well. It's both a slow burn and totally explosive at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're dealing with some heavy stuff here. Trauma, ambition, and Gotham. That city just sucks you in. And all the while, these characters, it's like they're circling each other like sharks.
Totally. Speaking of sharks, let's talk about Baby Shark, Victor. That flashback to the flood from the Batman, seeing it from his point of view still hit hard, didn't it? I wonder what he was hearing on his call home.
Honestly, I thought it was too cliche. Did we really need such an on-the-nose metaphor for washing away his old life? It felt a bit, I don't know, film school thesis?
It may be cliche, but it was heartbreakingly well done. The way they set it up, showing this normal family dinner, his dad cooking, his mom fussing over him.
I'll give you that the setup was effective. People were starting to wonder if we'd ever see what happened to his family, so it was well timed.
And callbacks to the Batman like this help connect the universe. It is the same Gotham that we saw in the film, and it did not just affect the rich neighborhoods like the Riddler wanted. His actions created the perfect breeding ground for despair, for making bad choices.
And Vic does make bad choices. You can take the boy out of Gotham, but Gotham never leaves the boy or something. It's got this hold on him, loyalty, ambition, fear, whatever you may want to call it. He's like a symbol of the city's struggles.
Yeah, he's both a perpetrator and a victim, right? And then there's Oz, who, let's face it, isn't the best role model.
No, definitely not. Oz is all about ambition, that hunger for more. He sees some of himself in Victor, the loss, the desire for something more, but Oz's help always comes at a price, a steep one. And who knows if Victor's ready for that.
For our listeners who might need a reminder, Vic Aguilar, played by Rhenzy Feliz, started as just a kid trying to strip parts from Oz's car in episode 1. But Oz saw something in him, like how Carmine Falcone saw something in Oz back in the day. The parallels are so good.
Yes, we know how much you love those parallels, but those parallels are definitely made up by Oz to manipulate the baby shark.
Why do you think so?
Oh, did we not hear the truth from Sofia Falcone? Oz was her driver, and he betrayed her, leading to her time in the Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. Speaking of Sofia, she always seems the most ruthless, the most cunning person in any room she walks into. How stupid must Vetty be to not side with her?
Oh, that is his Shakespearean flaw, not wanting to respect the ladies. He will get a tragedy for it.
And her chemistry with Oz, electric. Both want control, both hiding secrets, resentment, and it goes way deeper than the family business. So Victor, stuck in the middle of all this. He's just a pawn, but he's starting to realize he's more in control than he thinks. But there was no real tension in the choice he has to make. We knew what he would decide from the start.
Come on, it's not just him on the line here, right? It's the whole city. Can anyone escape the past, the sins of their city, or are we doomed to repeat it all over again?
Big questions, man, which the show decides to answer with cliches.
Oh, we see that you did not like this episode much. But even you would have liked the restaurant scene. The big man standing up for Vic, showing how much he truly cares, how much he identifies with the baby shark.
Yeah, it was effective. And that is why I felt the later monologue could have been done away with. We got the message already. That scene just lessens the impact. Feels like suddenly the showrunners are not confident about the audience. They want to hammer the point home again. Things don't have to be so crystal clear in the dark corners of Gotham.
I have to agree with you on that.
Speaking of dark corners, let's talk about Oz and Sofia's little power struggle. They're teaming up to unleash this new drug Bliss on Gotham streets, which, knowing Gotham, is probably going to end well for everyone.
This is where those Sopranos comparisons really start to come into play. Oz and Sofia's dynamic is all about ambition, resentment, maybe even a twisted sort of respect.
Oh, absolutely. They're constantly circling each other. You can cut the tension with a knife or maybe one of those trick umbrellas comic book Oz is so fond of. That whole scene with the triads, though, when Oz realizes what Sofia's been planning all along. Colin Farrell just kills it.
The look on his face. You can see the exact moment he knows he's been played. And Kristen Milioti as Sofia? Scary good.
That ending when she finally shows her hand, letting Oz know she's been 3 steps ahead this whole time. Goosebumps.
Talk about brutal chess moves. Poor Victor caught in the middle of it all.
Right? He could have bolted with Graciela, had a clean slate, but nope. Chose Oz instead, slammed that car right into the Maronis.
But at what cost? The look on his face after makes you wonder if he's really thought this through.
It was the heat of the moment, surely. Seeing his friend pushed into a corner. That's what makes this show work even without Batman.
It's diving deep into the murky waters of Gotham's underworld.
Given his similarities to Jason Todd, I wonder if they will give him the death in the family ending, and we get to see how the city shapes everyone in it. The Narrows especially, it's not just where Victor lives, it's part of who he is. But you know what I keep thinking about? Graciela. She's like this beam of light in all the darkness.
Oh well, they did show Oz carrying a crowbar in episode 1. I suppose that ship has now sailed.
But even she's starting to understand Victor's choices. Maybe even justify them a little. That's how Gotham works. It corrupts everything it touches.
Still, I have to say, I actually liked the slower moments in this episode. Gave us time to really sit with these characters.
Made those explosive scenes hit even harder. Though I could have done without that final monologue. Sometimes less is more.
True, but you can't deny the tension between Oz and Sofia. They're playing a dangerous game.
Definitely. Rhenzy Feliz as Victor. Those quiet moments, you can see his inner conflict.
Yeah, especially in that final scene. You can feel the weight of his decision.
Exactly.
Well, that about covers it. Final thoughts?
Just that in Gotham, choice is an illusion. The city's already decided your fate, you just don't know it yet. Dark, I like it. Until next week, then.